I'd like to start this speech with three questions. Number one, have you ever had your hopes raised and then torn back down? Two, are you blindly optimistic and thinking things are going to get better? Three, do you always think this time is going to be different? If you think this way, or if you've answered yes to any of those questions, you might be a Minnesota Twins fan. I've been a Minnesota Twins fan for my whole life, and I've seen a lot of exciting victories, but also a lot of pretty ugly defeats, and it seems like there's been a lot more losses than wins, but I'll always be a fan because I know one day it's going to pay off. And this hat obviously represents the Minnesota Twins, but also the fans and their culture. The Twins are the team that I choose to root for from spring training until the postseason, and that's almost 6 months if you're lucky. However, only a third of the teams make the postseason every year, and most of the teams end up losing out. So just winning a championship every year isn't realistic, but it's always the hope. This cap also represents the struggle of the underdog, I think. Baseball is a pretty unique sport because it's an uneven playing field. Certain teams have a lot more money to work with because of the location they're in and how many fans they have. Teams like the New York Yankees are kind of like the rich kid down the street who has all the cool toys. Then the Twins are more like your average guy who has to win on a budget. And that's something I'm pretty proud of as a fan, that the Twins, I think championship's a lot more special when it's earned instead of bought. And the TC on my cap stands for Twin Cities, but there's a lot of fans from places outside the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. There's really fans across the country, but mainly in 5 states, and that includes Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. Twins fans really come from all walks of life too, from farmers to lawyers to businessmen to construction workers, and they're all really different, but they all have the same great passion for the Twins. And because of the fan base being so spread out, the Twins have a really large radio network. And some of you have probably heard of Vin Scully, the great Dodgers broadcaster. And one guy the Twins have named John Gordon is kind of their version of Vin Scully. John Gordon called Twins games for over 50 years, and he and his broadcasting partner, they kind of introduced many of the fans to the Twins across hundreds of miles. And the Twins may not have 27 championships, but I do believe they have a lot to be proud of. They have 11 divisional titles, 3 American League pennants, and 2 World Championships. And they didn't do it with players that they went out and bought, but homegrown players that came up in the Twins minor leagues. I'm very proud of the team and what they've accomplished over the years. To sum up, I believe that the Twins and their fans are very special. They may not be flashy, trophy cases may not be full, but they still have great fans, legendary players, and 2 magical years that make them special. So when asked if you still have hope, if tomorrow is going to be a better day, and if next year's the year, keep saying yes, because eventually you'll be right. Thank you.